Hello, Chris from My Stamp Lady. I'm here with a sneak peek. So this is the Daisy Delight set and the coordinating daisy punch. I almost said die there, but it is a punch that coordinates with this and punches out that image right there. So I'm going to use these two products. I'm using several new products that will be in the new 2017-2018 catalog. That goes live, let's see, June 1st. So this is a really sneak peek. And then this is the clear faceted gems, and you can see I've been using them, using a few of them. I've also got the stack of the in colors, the brand new in colors. So this is Berry Burst, and the patterns that come with that. And this is Fresh Fig, so it's kind of a deeper purple color. And then we have Powder Pink. Let's see if you can see that. I'm going to try, there we go. We'll try that a little bit better. And Lemon Lime Twist. And then the last new in color is Tranquil Tide. So these are the new in colors for the 2017-2019 set. And I'm going to be using the Berry Burst today. Okay, so I'm going to set those aside. So one thing that you'll see me using there is this Berry Burst Baker's Twine. Well, it's actually not Berry Burst Baker's Twine. It's white Baker's Twine. And what I've done is I just took a clear case. I put about, I don't know, 4 or 5 drops of the refill. And then it's just water. I added water to it. And I took a length of the Whisper White Baker's Twine and just cut that off, and just going to put that in there. Now obviously it would need to soak a little bit, it needs to dry, so I did this ahead of time, but all I did is I just pressed it in there, got it into the color, and let it soak for a while, and then I took it out and let it dry. So just get that kind of pressed in there, and you can see how that will soak in that color. And after it soaks for a bit, dries, I'm going to set this aside. I'm going to cover it so I don't spill. And then after that dries, you wind up with some Berry Burst Baker's Twine. Okay, so that's how you'll see me use that. Now this Daisy Delight set is a 2-step stamping set, meaning that you've got 2 images that work together and layer. So let's get started with my card base, which is thick Whisper White. So it's cut to 4 1/4 by 11 inches, scored at 5 1/2 inches. And you can find the directions and dimensions for this project on my blog at mystamplady.com. I'm going to set that aside for right now. So the first thing I did is I'm using the Daisy image with the Berry Burst ink, and I will ink that up and stamp 2 of those. I am stamping onto a Stampin' Pierce pad because this is a photopolymer set, and I find it just works better if I give myself a little cushion. So let's pull in that punch. And one nice thing about this punch, the little bit I've worked with it, and I might have stamped it in a little too close, is, let me trim this just a bit. I haven't worked with it enough yet to quite figure out exactly the best way to punch it, but I'm learning that there is a best way. But one nice thing is that the punch does not need any specific petal in it, meaning that it can be any direction and it fits into the punch, which is really nice because sometimes it's pretty tough to line up those petals if they're just a little bit off, but these are all the same. So you just line it up and then punch it out. So I'm going to punch out 2 of those. Okay, for my top one, I will take my Daffodil Delight. And so I'm going to be using these 2 images. This is kind of details, and this is a solid image. I don't want the Daffodil Delight, though, really dark for that first layer, so I stamped it off onto my scrap paper. And then this one will be full strength, and that way my details will be a little bit darker, and so you'll see that they show up over the background. So I'm going to set that aside, and I'm pulling in a piece of Whisper White cardstock, and this one I'm going to stamp 2 more of these daisy images pretty much in the center. Ink that up and stamp it. Now it is normal for your photopolymer images or the stamps to stain, especially with your reds and blacks. It seems like they stain more often. So I gave it a twist and I stamped it again to get a more full flower. So now that daisy is has a little more fullness to it. So now I have my old olive and the leaves. So I have a solid leaf and then the detailed leaf. This time I've decided to stamp the details first. Just found that this has been working well for me to stamp those first. And I'll put a couple of leaves up here. And I do them both at full strength. Just, you could stamp one off just like you did the other one. But I found, so far for this card, I'm going to use them at full strength. So you see I have the detail. I'll pick that up so you can see that, the detail and then the solid color. And let's repeat that over on this side. And because it's the photopolymer, it's really easy to line up. That's one of the great benefits of photopolymer. Okay, so I've got that all stamped, and now I'm going to just layer this onto a piece of berry burst paper. So it is cut 1/8 inch larger than my Whisper White piece. So just a little bit larger to get a nice little border around there. And I can just layer that on there. Okay, pull those 2 daisy pieces in again. And I'm going to just give a little bit of curl. Sometimes I'll use a bone folder or just some straight edge to get some curl in there. And then of course I will just offset these just like I did when I stamped them. So let's use some mini glue dots to hold those in place. And then when I offset it, it will give me a more full daisy. Okay, so there's my daisy. And now we'll just layer this right over that daisy that I stamped straight on there. And that will give it a little more dimension by having that daisy on the background. So just kind of line that up there. So now you can see I have the layer that's straight flat onto my Whisper White cardstock, and then the 2 additional layers. Okay, so first of all, just for placement purposes, I'm going to figure I would like that daisy piece right there. And with the Memento black and the thank you, this thank you is included in that stamp set. Ink this up with the Memento black. And I'm just going to move this up just a little bit, I think. There we go. And we'll stamp the thank you right below that. I really like this color, the Berry Burst. I know this is one that I will be using often. Okay, so this is a length of that Designer Series paper, and so this is 1.5 inches by 4.25 inches, and we'll just place that right up here on the card front. Just kind of back that flower up, and now I'm going to use that white baker's twine that I had dyed with my re-inker. Okay. And so wrap that around twice, and we'll just give it a quick tie off to the right side here. I'm just going to make a small bow and place that bow in this lower right corner. So once you have that bow tied how you would like it, I just trim down those tails. I'm going to pull those. There are a couple of petals that went underneath there, and I want them to go over my bow. And with dimensionals, I will add some dimensionals to the back side here. Dyeing that baker's twine is a quick, easy way to get twine in any color that you need. There are so many uses for those re-inkers, as far as spritzing, of course re-inking your pads, and dyeing ribbon and twine like I did, and I'm sure there are even more. Okay, so with dimensionals, let's just pop that down on the card front, and that gives it a little bit of lift. Finish this up with one of these clear faceted gems right in the center, and there I have, I'm going to pull that down just a little bit, a fun daisy thank you card ready to send off. So be sure to check back. June 1st is when these products will be in my online store at shopwithmystamplady.com, and of course you can always request a catalog if you go to my website, and there's a little tab at the top to request a catalog. I don't have them yet for sending out, but that will be happening just in a couple of weeks. So be sure to do that if you'd like to see a catalog. Thanks for watching.